Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brendan Rhymes here in studio. We're going to be talking with Brett Miller, representing Galileyo.com. Satellite phone store as well as their sister company. You've heard us talking about sat123.com/REQB, satellite phone store. And, what would you do if you had a situation where you lose power? Maybe let's say it's around midnight, you lose power, you lose cell phone. And, what would you do in that situation? And you don't know what's going on. You can't communicate with anyone. There's no cell phone services and power's out and you're looking for candles. Maybe you're looking to grab your weapon of choice if that's you feel that threat. What would you do? How would you communicate? Well, sat123.com/REQB is our link over to your independence, your ability to communicate with people. sat123.com/REQB. And we're going to talk with Brett Miller here in just a minute about more ideas around that strategy and some other topics here coming up. Just a couple of hot listings here. We got a property right here in Tampa Bay at 5930 River Road, Newport Richey. This one is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. You have almost 2,000 square feet on a half an acre of lot, just over half acre land on 80 feet of frontage on the Cody River. So you got a waterfront beauty. You have a beautiful property here, metal roof. You have oak floors throughout the property, formal dining room with chandelier, kitchen with an oak breakfast bar, greenhouse window. You have lots of storage and cabinetry, Florida room, screen lanai. Too many upgrades to mention here, but it's a great listing, and we do list commercial, vacant land, and residential properties through our real estate team at Keller Williams Realty, and you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Make sure you check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Brett Miller, welcome to the show.
What's happening, buddy? How are you?
Hey, doing blessed and highly favored, my friend, and also you are a veteran, so shout out to you and all of our other vets out there, man, veterans.
Love my vets, man. I was a Devil Dog, Marine Corps, did 8 years and change. Had a good time, a lot of good friends still, got a lot of high-speed friends, a lot of buddies out there doing a lot of great things still. So, yeah, man. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yep, my pleasure. Thanks for your service as well. And
yeah, man.
Go ahead and give us a little overview. What is Galileyo?
Yeah, man. So I'm the new CEO of Galileyo, Galileyo. That's the website, spelled a little differently. I like to say we're a satellite social media company. Basically what we're doing is we're providing information from all of our great influencers, from our news feeds, emergency alerts. You have family feeds that you can set up. And what we do is we work not only on Wi-Fi and cellular, but we also work with all the different satellite companies. So we have the ability through our server to share information and get you information to and from satellite devices if you were ever to find yourself in one of these unfortunate scenarios that we see playing out around the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a kind of an interesting time in our history.
A blessed time to be alive, that's for sure. But there's a lot of things going on. Yeah, so we're putting people in contact. There's a lot of information out there. We streamline some of the information we get. We're setting up emergency feeds. We have an app that's launching this week. We got a new look on the website that's coming. The website you're pulling up now is probably not even our new look. So we got a lot of great deals that are going to be coming up there. We're working with our sister company, sat123.com, to get people free devices. So, I can't pay for your service. You got to pay for your service just like you would with your phone. But I'll give you a free $300 Bivy device. Actually, it only costs you $1. That's our new deal that we're coming out. It costs you $1. You get a $300 Bivy device. Or if you go to sat123.com and you get a 2-year contract, you get a free Iridium 9555 phone, and that's a $1,500 before tax satellite phone. And again, Galileyo will work with both those devices. So yeah, we got a lot of great deals between us here at Galileyo and also our sister company, sat123.com. Yeah, we're just trying to keep people connected, man. Wasn't too long ago that Congress all bought themselves and staffers satellite phones for themselves, and they all use this Iridium network. So we're just trying to do the same thing for the people and get people connected with that backup device, because I fully believe that redundancy is key, right? You have extra socks, more gas than you need, extra water, right? We take backups of everything. But when it comes to our satellite or comes to our communication device, most people are limited to just their provider, right? And the cell networks are the first thing that go down in some of these unfortunate scenarios, like a Lahaina or Gaza or, the tsunamis in Japan recently. I mean, the cell networks are the first to go down. So we're just trying to offer people that opportunity to get backed up on a different network, which is this satellite network, just like governments and militaries do. So that's our goal. Yeah. That's our mission. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting where you mentioned, so Congress is using our tax dollars to have backup satellite communications for themselves, their staffers. That's an interesting. I haven't heard that before, Brett.
Yeah. That's you can look that up. I don't try to tell stories out of school. That's a real thing that happened. So, it'd be nice if they bought us all one. They could probably afford it, but they didn't. But that's why we're here. So we're getting the absolute best deals possible through sat123.com. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find better deals on all devices. They got amazing devices. Security, privacy. The military uses it. All these Iridium phones. I mean, you just look around. You'd almost be kind of foolish not to say, hey, I should just back up my communication. And through Galileo, we're offering great information, data from influencers. Like yourself, we're just getting you signed up. I'm super excited about that. I really appreciate that. We're blessed to have you on board now. So we're in the business of keeping people connected, when they're going to need it the most. And that's the most important thing, right? Because, it's one thing now that we have all these devices, but in an emergency, being able to get some information from someone you love or information to someone you love, or wear some blankets, wear some insulin, things like that. Like, we're really working now with getting a lot of boots on the ground, like guys like Michael Yan. We got some reporters that we're going to start working with here to get some emergency feeds set up in some of these situations. But just for the everyday user, it's as simple as driving through Utah, popping a tire where you don't have cell service. You just pop on the message, you send it through the small bivvy stick that you have in your backpack, and Dad can send a tow truck for you. So, yeah. It's not all apocalyptic. It's very practical, and it's a backup. It's necessary. It's necessary to back up everything in our life. So we're offering that to everybody.
Yeah, I love it. If you have interest and you want to know more, reach out to the hotline, 727-263-3707. Just call or text the Consumer Quarterback Show off-air hotline, 727-263-3707. You can call or text. Also, consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form there at consumerqb.com. We're talking with Brett Miller. He's the CEO of Galileyo. It is a social media company and a sister company to Satellite phone store. sat123.com/REQB is the code to use if you do want to pick yourself up a satellite phone. And Brett, I like what you say there, because it's not just, we're not all doom and gloom here. We're not just talking about potential for this malfeasance and what we're seeing in our federal government with some of the corruption and things like that overseas, Ukraine. It's not just that. I mean, there's solar burst. I saw Tucker's show the other day where he had Dennis Quaid on talking about the possibility of a solar burst or other naturally occurring events. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of things that can go awry in our world. It's constant. It's a constant change. It's constant flux, whether it's a political tension or if it's a natural disaster or, some sort of man-made disaster. I mean, a train derailment, chemical spill, or a tidal wave, or solar flare. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the media about solar flares. I mean, just recently, look at what we've had. We've had Lahaina. We've had Gaza. There was Acapulco. No one was talking about that. That got basically wiped out for a second there, at least part of the coast. We have what's going on in Ukraine, where they were looking at Starlink to try to get some help for even just civilians to stay in touch. You have the Japanese tsunami. Did I mention that one? I mean, it's like they had the volcanoes go off not too long ago. Where was that, in like Spain or something like that? That was maybe a year ago even. I might be going back. But, I mean, things are happening, Things are constantly happening. And our ability to communicate, I always say this, I mean, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God spoke. So communication and speech has a divineness to it, right? It's a gift to be able to talk. Look at all the technology we've put into communication just as humans. Right. But it wasn't that long ago where, we were like pioneers, right? Like if I couldn't see you, I couldn't talk to you, and you could be a year away if I had to walk there.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's not unrealistic. And again, I don't want to go doom and gloom. I'm saying this with a smile on my face because I'm just really trying to prepare people. But I mean, in our real life, day to day, we see these problems and these issues happening. Communication is key. So, it just makes a lot of sense to back it up and get ready in case there is something. And hopefully there's not. I hope nothing happens and we all shake hands and hug and everyone gets happy again. But
Yep.
It's likely that something else will happen. And if you happen to be in the middle of that, when it does happen, being able to talk to someone you love or figure out the scenario through communication with someone who may be on the outside feeding you information is vital and life-saving.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I can tell you a quick story.
Yeah, please do.
Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
No, please do. Yeah, go ahead with your story.
Oh, yeah. In Lahaina recently, in Hawaii, a guy named Mark Bodiger, sorry if I messed his name up, Bodiger, from the Marriott Maui Ocean Club, was able to help out 14,000 people with just one satellite phone because they were all at the resort and he had the phone, so he was able to communicate outside when everybody else's device went dead. He was able to help all those people. So that's a story straight from Sat123.com. One of their users used the Iridium network. So, it's proof is in the pudding. And, we love our families. We love our friends. We love to be able to make sure they're okay. And if they do need help, we need to know that so that we can get to them as fast as possible. So that's what we're doing. We're connecting people.
Yeah. And Brett, I think it's true also when you look at, I love that you mentioned the Bible and the order that God put in place for us. You have men and women today, as much as some people on the left don't want to say that there's a difference between the sexes. I feel as the man of the household that not only do you have to be able to defend the home, but you've got to be, preparing for these types of situations at all costs. You've got to defend your family. You've got kids, you've got people that depend on you. And as the head of the household, as the man in the house, you've got to think through these contingencies. And let's face it, we are in a quote-unquote election year. And if I recall the last election year, there were some pretty interesting shenanigans that went down, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I really try to keep my personal opinion out of things because it's so easy to get consumed with the theory, so to speak. But, I mean, there is a lot. I'm also not blind to coincidence. And, there's a lot of things that have happened that are very coincidental. And the timing is also coincidental. And when you look over even, say the last 50 years, some of the timing of things is also coincidental. And, a series of coincidences, I don't know. So I feel you, man. I think there's a lot to be said about the structure of how this country was set up and, families. And the way that people take care of each other and the different roles, I feel that I'm very partial to more traditional roles in families and values. I feel like, that's how I see a lot more happiness in traditional ways than I do in some alternative ways. And that's just, that's my personal opinion. But I just feel like people tend to be happier when they kind of go along with the natural order of what they were designed to do. And I do believe that everyone has a purpose. And if you really, kind of turn it all over to what is my purpose, that you will get that message given to you and be able to live that purpose out. And I feel like, we have gone a little bit astray. And I'm just hoping that, through our connection, through our community, and look, we're inviting everybody. It's come one, come all. I am a free speech advocate. I believe everybody has a right and an opinion. And even if I don't agree with your opinion, it doesn't mean I want to stop you from saying it. Yeah. In fact, I want to hear your opinion. I'd like to learn more about it, so that maybe I could understand where you're coming from, and maybe we could, still be friends, despite not having the same exact opinion. But so we'll come one, come all, come to Galileyo. It's all about communication. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Things have gone a little funky. so to speak.
Let's take a quick break there, Brett. Brett Miller, CEO, Galileyo, social media company, satellite phone store as well, sister company. Coming up more with Brett on the flip side of this break. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty, and you can also search Consumer Quarterback Show on YouTube. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% U.S.-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Brett Miller on the line, CEO of Galileyo, social media company centered around communications, being able to communicate during a disaster, whether it's a natural or man-made, some type of malfeasance, terrorist, or more. Also, satellite phone stores, sister company. We do have a relationship with Satellite Phone Store at sat123.com/REQB. If you'd like to check that out, find more information, sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback. All right, we always feature our listings. Here's a hot one here at 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey. This is a waterfront property. You have a townhome, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2215 square feet. You're on the canal, so you have access to the Gulf of Mexico. Oversized garage. You have a giant 15 by 30 family room. You also have a nice courtyard as well. A large lot. It's a corner lot location. You got pavers in the back, and you're looking at the waterfront there. Beautiful property in the Gulf Harbors neighborhood. A lot of people really love that neighborhood. You have a community access there, a boat ramp as well. This is 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey, Florida. Another one of our beautiful listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 7532 Yachtsman Drive, yet another waterfront listing here. This one's in Pasco County in Hudson, and this one has bay access as well. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1632 square feet, and 4.14 acre lot. You're on the canal that feeds out to the Gulf of Mexico. So bring your boat, go fishing out there, and enjoy that Florida lifestyle. Brand new kitchen, updated with granite countertops, top of the line stainless steel appliances, and lots of cabinet space. You also have storm windows, hot tub, and you have a $8,000 recently installed glass double door entry, solar panels up on the roof as well. Great opportunity to own real estate, and you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, we're on the phone lines here talking with Brett Miller. He's the CEO of Galileyo, social media company, and a sister company is satellitephonestore.com. Satellite Phone Store is also who we have a relationship as well. And Brett, you mentioned too, is it, if you're out hunting and fishing, maybe you're on the boat, maybe you're 40, 50 miles out, you get stuck out there, the engine goes down and something happened or an emergency, you pull out that smartphone, you're going to be glad you had one.
That's it, man. If you can see the sky, you can contact somebody, and you can get information from influencers through Galileo, or you can contact your feeds through our or your family through our Bivy sticks, or direct satellite phone to satellite phone. I mean, the sky's the limit. No pun intended. Sky's the limit. So,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, you can look in the news. A lot of people are working together. Like, Apple, T-Mobile's working with Starlink. They got, a couple years out, but they're working together to try to work on the satellite part of their system. And Apple and Google are working with a new company that's launching some low orbiting satellites. So, I mean, there's a lot of different options for people right now. And yeah, sat123.com. Galileo gets your information from us, get connected, get your device. We're offering $1 Bivy devices right now. You sign up for your contract, you get a free $300 device basically for $1. Or you go to sat123.com and you can get the free Iridium phone, no cost, when you sign up for a 24-month agreement at sat123.com. I know you guys have a great relationship there. Use Brandon's promo code for sure. And hiking, hunting, fishing, boat. If you can see the stars, you can see the sky. You're in communication with somebody that you love, and that's what we're doing. So.
Yeah, I like that. And, we air right after Charlie Kirk's show here in Tampa Bay. And he's, of course, he's syndicated across the country in, 400 plus markets. But we're here in the Tampa Bay market all the way down the Tampa or the Naples, Fort Myers area and multiple channels here in Tampa Bay in Florida. But, Charlie Kirk, I believe, is on the network. You have some other, cool people. I think there's a couple of generals that are in the network. These are people you want to be able to connect with, too.
Yeah, we do. Charlie is a satellite phone store, one of our guys, Michael Yan. We're working on the generals. We're pretty close, get a good relationship there. We're getting some of the generals' people, too. We're working on getting them devices. We got Flyover Conservatives. They're part of our group. We got Maria Z and Z Media as part of our group. We're talking to a couple comedians and a couple friends and families. We're working with Clay Clark and his team over there. Had a great conversation recently with guys like, Thomas Renz and Mel K and Amanda Grace and, a lot of faith-based and information-based people. So we got, yourself. We're honored to have you on board, sir. Thank you. And, we're growing. I left out a lot of – Mike Adams. He's a steady – Mike Adams, the health ranger. He's on board. We got a lot of great gear and stuff coming out that we're working with on him that has to do with satellite communication and also just prep gear. Prep 777 is a sister company of ours too. So we're all about getting prepared, getting communication devices, backup devices, get on a plan, get on the network, get in contact with your family and your friends. Who else am I missing? Steve Quayle. I know I'm missing some people. I apologize, but yeah, we got a lot of great information, a lot of great content, and most importantly is that we will help every single person keep in contact with their family when they need it the most. And that's our mission, is keeping people connected, both now when they go hiking or hunting or boating, which I might buy that house you just listed. That sounded beautiful. Right on the Gulf there. I go fishing.
Love it.
That was amazing. Yeah. So, but keeping people connected, not to get sidetracked. But yep, that's what we're doing.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, more and more people are moving to Florida, and you're seeing that trend. We were number one last year net in migration. Governor DeSantis, keeping us open during some of the lockdowns, or I guess we were one of the first to open up. There's a lot of reasons why people are moving here, and there's no state income tax. So, yep. Brett, how do you want people to connect with you online at social and et cetera?
I'll tell you what, just check out Galileo, GALILEYO.com. Get signed up. I got a feed on there too, or go to sat123.com and get yourself a device. I mean, I'm around, but my mission in life is to support people like yourself, great people out there giving positive inspiration and information. So just, listen to you, get connected, and we'll just keep providing information and connectivity to everybody. So
all right.
I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you for doing what you do.
Good stuff, Brett. Thank you, Brett.
Yep.
Brett Miller, CEO, Galileo. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, another great show. I want to thank Attorney Millie Athanas and all of our producers. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.